haters talking about?
What's up, family? You ain't gonna believe this one. Well, you might believe it. I mean, after all, this is America. Republican concerns that former NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick is too controversial to honor as a black leader doomed a resolution recognizing Black History Month in Wisconsin State Assembly. The state legislature's Black Caucus had promised a resolution honoring a number of black leaders, including Kaepernick. That move didn't go over well with the GOP. Republican leaders drafted their own resolution that didn't include Kaepernick, but did add Mandela Barnes, the state's first black lieutenant governor, and Vale Phillips, the state's first black secretary of state. Check this out, y'all. Assembly Majority Leader Jim Steineke, who is white, told reporters during a news conference Tuesday that Kaepernick was left off the list for obvious reasons. He later told reporters that Kaepernick was a controversial figure. Republicans tried to bring their resolution to the floor but fell 6 votes short of the 2/3 majority they needed after all the chamber's Democrats had voted against the move. Republicans said they tried to honor Black history, but Representative David Crowley, chairman of the legislature's Black Caucus, was enraged and walked briskly out of the chamber. He told a reporter later, Black people should be allowed to choose the leaders they want to choose. He said that Kaepernick is making history. The Black Caucus's resolution, including Kaepernick, could still come to the Senate floor for a vote. If it passes that chamber, it would go to the Assembly. Last year's Black History Month ran into some similar hurdles when Republican Rep. Scott Allen, who is white, fixed his raggedy mouth to say the resolution only focused on a select group of black leaders rather than all black Wisconsinites. Do y'all understand how asinine this whole discussion is? A white person telling black people who their black leaders should be or who should be recognized as a black leader. It's like a black person sitting on the board of the ACLU and telling them who they should recognize and honor in the Jewish community. It makes absolutely no sense, but here we are. No way possible. I don't think that a white person should be in the position of authority to make that type of decision. I say every group decides who in their group is deserving of any type of praise. Well, I ain't gonna say praise, but I will say recognition in terms of an award that's specific to that group. If you're not even in the group, how in the hell do you even have stock in the conversation? You don't have an investment in the conversation. You don't have an investment in the conversation being directed in the right manner. You should not be allowed to have a voice, an opinion even about it. If you do, it shouldn't be heard in the room or on the board. It shouldn't even be considered. I don't know how they even get to that type of point. And this is something similar. I meant to actually cover this story about, who was it, Angela Davis. You had it was, I believe, like some type of black museum or something like that in Alabama, of all places. Didn't want to honor Angela Davis, somebody who has fought, given their entire life for freedom, entire life to fight against injustices, entire life to fight for civil rights. That's what it is, the Black Civil Rights Museum in Alabama. And Angela Davis, it's even a question I'm going to have to cover that video. I got to cover that story. I'm going to put that, I'm going to post that story real soon because that needs to be exposed. This is absolutely ridiculous, people. How do you put these type of people in position in the first place to sit in judgment of people who they oppressed, who they continue to oppress? I'm talking about specifically people like Scott Allen, who has a history of that type of behavior. How do you put those types in positions of authority to sit in judgment of black people? That's like you might as well have a Klansman on the jury or a Klansman as the judge, which they have all throughout America. This is why black people can't get a fair shake in the judicial system, because the judicial system is overcrowded with racist people who are in authority. Before you even get to the judicial system, they send their henchmen out there who are called peace officers to go out there and force cases on people, make up cases in some cases. You know, they got a lot of latitude in terms of what they can do and, you know, how they can pursue cases or whatever. And it just seems to be very overzealous anytime they get an opportunity to cuff a black person. Now, these are facts. I know some of y'all don't like to hear it, but it's the truth. I mean, and tell me when I'm lying, speak on it. If you hear a lie, let me know. And I'll investigate it and see if your claim has any substance. You know, let me know. I'll see, you know. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to learn. So if I'm saying something wrong, please educate me. I would love to be educated. I like learning. So educate me, please. Please. They said Martin Luther King was controversial. This is in reference to Colin Kaepernick, calling Colin Kaepernick controversial. They said Martin Luther King was controversial. They said Malcolm was controversial. They said Marcus Garvey was controversial. They said Harriet Tubman was controversial. They said Muhammad Ali was controversial. They said that Stokely Carmichael was controversial. The list goes on and on and on. Malcolm X. But time has a way of vindicating all who are just in their cause. No more talk.
What the haters talking about?
Yeah.